mamas. Just wanted to create another video because this topic was on my mind. So I wanted to talk about how to balance homework and motherhood, or college and motherhood at the same time. So the first thing I had down was one, finding a school with a lot of online options has been so huge for me and helped me in my success lately. My son has just been sick a lot when he was growing up, and sometimes I get sick because I have food allergies and stuff. So, me waking up and being somewhere at like 8 or 9 in the morning, if I'm sick or he's sick, it just creates a lot of stress and it doesn't set you up for success. So I feel like if you're a mom, you need to be looking at, late in the afternoon classes, or maybe even just trying to find a school that's going to offer online classes for you so that getting to school isn't like the biggest part of your average. So, anyway, secondly, I put color coding as like some examples. So I have a lot of these little labels, labels everywhere in every color. And it seems kind of silly sometimes, but when you're a mom and you've been maybe up all night or dealing with things like that and you're tired, like you need to help your brain organize your classes. So the way that I've done this is tabbed my books by color, and then it's tabbed the same way in my binder. And even further, I color code every single class. So let's see here. This semester for multicultural cinema, I have a purple binder, which even though you don't want to spend the extra couple dollars, just do it because it's going to keep you organized. A purple folder, which I'm tabbing consistently so I can easily find things. And I create a folder for like this week's stuff or for final paper stuff or exam preparation. So everything I'm doing that's really important goes into the folder, and I always have these folders on me when I go to the library and stuff. But then I leave the bigger binder with everything I'm accumulating for the semester but will need for the final at home, so I'm not dragging all this around all the time. But anyway, so each of my classes has these three things: the notebook, the folder, and the binder, and it's all in the same color. So if it's 11, like I frequently have papers due at 11:59 p.m. So if something happens with my son and I'm just not able to really get to it, some nights, I'm working on the paper at 9 or 10, even though it's not my first choice. But anyway, so when I'm tired, it's this color coding system. I feel like it can set in for me and help me think sometimes. Where when I'm looking at these colors, at least my brain personally remembers what I was doing and remembers where I was at really quickly by keeping it organized. Sorry, that was long winded. Okay, number three, all in the planner from day one. So I get my planner and then using the same color code, let's see, that's ultrasound stuff. I have like three responses due in purple for the multicultural cinema class. And then in red, I have, vampire films class and history of cinema in black. So everything is color coded. And then if I miss it, I also just put an X through it so I can calculate how many assignments or posts I've missed and kind of see where I'm at in the class and where I need to adjust my priorities sometimes each week. But getting all of my dates from the syllabus, every single thing, even though it's tedious, into the planner the first day of the semester is like my number one priority. Because then if something happens, you can always just go back to your planner and be like, okay, I missed two papers, or no, two posts in this one class, so I'm really going to push it on this paper more than in my other classes because I need a couple extra points. And it's just easy to keep track of all that if it's color coded and in your planner. And then four, let's see, taking the best notes you can by hand, even if you can't finish the reading. So unfortunately, as a mom, especially if you're pregnant, like I'm 9 weeks pregnant right now, so I'm spending a lot of time in the bathroom or nauseous. We're trying to deal with that. Um, so I'm not able to finish all of my readings right now like I was the last two semesters, and it's kind of hard, but it's just where I'm at, and God's with me, so it'll be okay. But anyway, so I have my reading, like I'm reading Dracula for the vampire films class. And even though I haven't been able to read all of the chapters, I'll go to the Spark Notes, take detailed notes on the couple chapters or chapter I missed from the Spark Notes, so I at least have a summary. And then sometimes I'll even Google articles that analyze the novel or films I'm studying to kind of help give me ideas and get me going in the right direction. And then I take that and I create my own writing kind of in the middle way with what I've been given from my material and then the notes that I've taken. But if you don't have good notes, it's really hard, especially as an English major, to write good papers or to remember what you're going to do. If you're just kind of aimlessly typing it or listening to the professor, at least for me, and I'm just kind of typing it all, I'm not really paying attention. So even though it takes longer, I like to get my notes going with like really nice highlights and fun little tapes and stuff, so that when I go to look at those things, it sparks my interest. The paper looks organized, and I've got really important quotes and things that I can use for my papers already in my notes. So when I'm taking notes, I'm always thinking about like, what ideas do I want for my final paper? What should I write down that might stick out to me later as a good topic on feminism or whatever? Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'll just do this last point was that number five, find one or two professors that believe in your work and believe in your vision and support you, and make them your mentors. So for me here in Denver, that's been one of my linguistics professors and one of my film professors at MSU Denver. And they've really I really appreciate them because when I had other teachers that didn't really understand like how creative my writing was or my style, I really kind of needed to fall back on their compliments and what they were giving me in terms of feedback to kind of keep my confidence going during hard points in the semester. So, for instance, like some of these teachers end up giving me scholarships. They mention me in my online classes and tell people to look at my posts, and they really become base camp for me, especially as an online student. I need one or two solid teachers, that I can kind of be in communication with, to help me see the long term vision and all this and not get worried and frazzled about all the little tasks at hand. So that's pretty much all I'll say. My last thing was just maybe as a single mom for me, something that was really helpful until I got engaged to my fiance, Tommy. But before that, I really had to create a flexible custody plan with my son's father. So that was kind of hard, in the first like year or two, trying to figure out how to do the custody thing. But he ended up living, out of state in California. So we do big chunks of time, like a couple of months at a time. And I know some people look at us and think that's really weird, but it's really been good for I think my son and I, everyone involved. And then it gives me a huge chunk of time to work on homework and to get ahead. So for me, flexible custody and kind of like big block chunks of custody have been like really helpful in all of this. But anyway, so that's all I'll say for today, and talk to you guys soon.